tonight. I did do a few others there for Libra and Gemini earlier. So this one is for Cancer. And again, it's just take it resonates. You're all going to be on different timelines. You all don't make a decision on a Monday or a Wednesday specifically. So some of you work through energies faster than others. So again, if it relates to you, then certainly I hope it has some value to you. But let's just start out and get right into the energy. So what I see here as the main energy out here, of course, is the Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune is completing a journey with success. Sorry, not Wheel of Fortune, World card. Completing that journey with success. I don't know why I keep making anyway, probably because I'm tired. Anyway, but the World card basically is the world is now starting to open up to you. So I feel what you thought was cut off before, as of May, we are looking at something that is significantly going to start the planning process for you. So the World card is lessons have been learned. You have integrated them enough, to start moving forward here and really open things up on a broad scale, in a broad way. It does feel like further out, not necessarily specifically where you're at yet, but further out clarifiers are the Three of Pentacles. So there's more of a coordinated effort that's going to be taking place where you're going to start. It's like you've already got something in mind that you're working on. So you may have been thinking about this in the April months, but right now what I see here for the month of May is that you are definitely in a space of broadening that scope of where you're headed, what you want to see, how you want to see it. I do feel like there's a lot more learning coming in here. There's a lot of research. There's a lot of getting things going. You're really focusing on your money and the tangible things around you. I do feel like there is a real sense of accomplishment with this energy and a real sense of strategy. So this is what I would say is what's going on for this month. So whatever you're wanting to happen, whatever you've been waiting for, it's very nearly to this, you finished one cycle and you are just now going into the very next cycle. So you are now in that space of acquiring more, period. Just acquiring more. There's information, there's study, there's research. So I just feel like you're trying to find deeper meaning and go along that life's journey in a multitude of ways. So again, there's success that's coming through, financial matters and through some opportunities, but there's also still a sense of healing that's taking place. And it's kind of like that healing through the lies sort of energy, because I do see further out over here, we've got that Seven of Swords with the Star card. And of course, it feels like you're healing through some situation that was very manipulative or just didn't feel good, in the grand scheme of things. So again, this is something that you're still in the energy of. Doesn't mean it took place or is taking place in this month. To me, it feels residual, especially when you've gone through as much of the world card energy as you have here. So that to me indicates that there's been some lessons learned and you've really been able to make some sense out of it now. So again, now it's like you're getting back on track. You're really trying to figure out what your next moves are in terms of how do you skill yourself up, basically, is what I see there, because the star is a renewal as well as it's, as much as it is things working out the way it should and getting back on track. So it's like the inner conflicts are starting to resolve here as well. Even in terms of, I don't really see love necessarily, maybe not quite yet anyway. In this, it seems like you're focusing on the practical matters, basically, is what I see there. And I feel like this is more along the lines of, opening yourself up more so to possibilities that you never, well, not never saw before, but possibilities that you may have closed off from before. So again, it's like that persistence, is starting to pay off. Everything is starting to work out the way it should. There's more faith, there's more balance, there's more spiritual purpose. It just feels like you're starting to reach more of your higher potential. So again, the future is starting to look bright here for sure. And I feel like you have a lot of talents, because the fact that we're looking at the Three of Pentacles, even though a little bit further over here, we are looking at the World card and the Three of Wands. So that does tell me that there still some balance and healing up of that journey. And again, whether this is because of, healing an illness or improving one's mental health, because it's, the world card is encompassing a lot of different things, right? So the whole point is that it's integrating and aligning you to your well-being. So I feel like this is a huge milestone for you, is what I'm getting at. So whatever's happening in the month of May is a huge milestone. So this is where you're starting to, you know, realize that you've found a balance between your peace, your mind and body, that kind of thing, and you're making proactive measures, taking an approach to plan for the next steps in the journey. I do see that you are looking ahead further out. Of course, we have the Three of Wands. This is more the clarifier, so the energies are still pushing up in that cycle. But again, there is going to be further growth and expansion ahead, but you are still looking forward to those next steps and you're ready to take on those new challenges, especially too when you see the Seven of Wands here. So I feel like your outlook is definitely one of hope and excitement, and there's definitely more of a positive outlook. So there's a lot more confidence going on here. You see hope for hope and things improving. There's better on the horizon, all of that. And as far as the Three of Wands, like I said, it feels like even though there's a bit of a weight that comes with that card, it's a good weight. It's anticipation, there's excitement, and now you can actually start to plan for the goal and the things that you want to accomplish and expand that. So and that goes for health goals, it goes for, career goals, which I see all of that there. I see health goals, I do see the physical goals as well. But I also see your educational goals there. Like there's a lot of research. And hi there, AJ Queen. But yeah, I do see that the energy is moving forward. More in the right now, you're still in the realm of calculating things out. It's not in the month of May. I feel like this is really improving things because you're improving your emotional and physical and mental well-being, but the more action will really take place further out because you're laying the groundwork for that growth and that healing and those improvements. But either way, there's a lot more optimism up ahead. You're not quite in that yet, but you are finishing up, and tying things up and getting ready to embrace, the next steps. So I also see that it's a powerful movement, to go from, the where you are here with the world card. It's powerful movement, to move along this journey. And again, this is with health or others, but um, you're recovering things, and it's really starting to pay off because, like I said, the Seven of Wands really does speak to, I mean, not just pushing through a situation and having the upper hand in the situation. Sevens are kind of a lucky number here as well. But either way, I mean, I see Seven of Wands as that energy of I'm back, I'm back. I have a good sense of myself. I'm starting to feel more spiritually mature. I also have, a sense of being more developed, and I choose my battles wisely. It's all of that kind of energy there. But again, there's still meeting the challenges, tying up the loose ends of your life. The things that are, that you were previously dealing with will not be where you're headed now. So it's not to say that, lessons aren't all the way through, because they are. Life would be boring if it wasn't, although nobody wants to choose hurt over, um, positives, but at the same token, everything's just a phase, and you just keep getting clearer and clearer on who you are, what you want, who you want to spend your time with, and what life's all about for you. So again, I feel like this is building the vision, and you're staying true to the vision now. This is what, and starting to believe in yourself more with the Seven of Wands, because the Seven of Wands is leverage, advantageous position. It's the ability to succeed against all opposition. And it feels like you're okay asserting yourself and knowing, you might have a strong reaction to something, but it's also a very balanced approach, underlying is what I would say. So overtly, it might come off as a little bit more push, but I feel like it's coming from a more balanced place. And there is collaboration here about achieving something and getting what you want by, through the connections of others. But I do feel more spiritually mature for sure in this energy here. There's also, I mean, again, it's a little further out, but that Three of Pentacles is speaking to the realization that what you wanted to do, like there is something in your mind that's here, is still being worked on, or at least it's being brought up to a higher level of evolving it. Because again, it takes a few people to sort of make this happen, whatever this is. But the Three of Pentacles still speaks to growth, co-creation with the universe. It's learning, it's a maturity, it's, you know, mature relationships, maturing personally. It's a new level, period. So again, I just feel like you're specializing in something, establishing stronger routines, creating more routines for yourself. And I feel like you're developing some kind of skill that was already in existence. So whether this is writing, whether this is something that's more physical, whatever this is for you, it just feels like it's getting stronger. There's more focus on it. There's more learning how to build it and make it better and become stronger, become better. So again, it's a step up. It's not changing course. It's more about advancing it. And again, with that Three of Pentacles, again, it's a little further out, more the clarifier. You're still in the energy of strategizing and how to figure it out, but it's like you're figuring out how to do the learning, how to do the studying, how to do the hard work, how to commit to it. What is the goal? What is my why? How badly do I want it? Why do I want it? You know, because that kind of dedication, knowing your why, is what helps you to advance things. If you don't have a strong enough why, as Anthony Robbins says, you will not go forward with it because it'll always feel wishy-washy. You know, it becomes a dream versus something that you feel you have to do. And the other part of it is too, you know, failure, as I mentioned in some of the other videos, is a part of success. So it's not a matter of, you know, will I fail? Of course you'll fail. You know, it's a matter of how fast can you fail so that you can learn the lessons so that you can get to the success. But it's important to also have a little bit more of a foundation planted so you don't leave yourself vulnerable to, you know, all kinds of instability. So again, trying to be mindful of your foundation so that you always keep some kind of steady uh, gain there so that you can master and build on the skill sets that you want. Otherwise, you end up, you know, doing more problem solving for all the other 18 other areas of your life and not focusing on the one thing that you want to master. So getting the job done is basically what this card speaks to, and it does speak to, again, taking it to a level up, resolving past problems, personal relationships. There's more of a maturity, there's more of a loyalty, there's more of a growth, there's more of a learning, all of that. And again, there's something here about, again, using your skills and your ability to create something. And I feel like there's something here along the lines of, because the Seven of Swords is a card of really strategizing, and again, they're still healing through lies and things that were, you know, very painful for you, but it's also a period of looking at something. You know, you felt something was unfair, and I feel based on that, you have focused more on the practicality of your life right now, or at least you're starting with that, and your spiritual areas. Those are where you're focusing on to heal primarily. But again, could be dealing with, I'm just trying to look for some of the signs that kind of stand out there for me. But let's just stay first on, you know, the fact that I see here that you have some kind of a plan for self-advancement. And again, there's a preparedness to get there. I feel like you feel more empowered. I feel like there is a lot more learning in this period, a lot of learning actually, because you're wanting to be an expert in a particular field. You want to have integrity. I feel like you're not willing to compromise that. There's a level of negotiation sometimes that goes on with the Temperance card, but I feel like whatever conflicted feelings or whatever that you might have had, you're finding a way to balance it out so it you know, so that you are not causing yourself resistance is what I would say there. So again, that energy speaks to you might not necessarily trust, but I don't feel like you're closing yourself off because of that. I don't feel like you're lacking direction here now. It feels like you are moving in the direction or in a particular direction. The fact that we are looking at the Page of Swords is, again, energy around this could be two, it could be two young people here as well. It could be in terms of a connection or a relationship, but when I see the Page of Swords, because so much of this speaks to me as sorry, I'm just going to shift it a little bit over. I don't know if it's all that clear there. But because the Page of Swords is that energy of really wanting to learn, somebody who's thirsty for knowledge, all of that, but very diplomatic and, likes honesty, very trustworthy. But there's also a sense of detachment away from something that is, emotional. So again, this could be a younger person here as well as the clarifier, but overall, I still feel like the energy is one of dealing with the larger issues in your life and setting realistic goals, all of that. But there is spiritual development, and I feel like you're either going to classes or you're doing something where there's a lot of research and getting a lot of information. And again, I don't feel like you're doing it all by yourself. But there could be, I don't, I just feel like it's more of a collaborative effort, but I don't see any experts in here necessarily that, professionals or anything you're dealing with yet at this point. It just feels like you're collecting information. There is more of a sense of being slightly detached, but you're very curious. Again, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius could also be involved here. But I just feel like you are not in a, your intellect is on fire. You really want to keep your mind active here. That's what I see here. So I don't feel like you're losing your temper or anything like that. It feels like your emotions and everything are starting to blow over, like anything that wasn't, you weren't able to manage. I feel like you're managing here because you're resourceful. You're communicating better. And on top of that, with the Page of Cups, you're not only just communicating better, but it also feels like there's some information that's coming in for you in this period as well in the month of May. Probably toward the end of May, I would say. And maybe there is a sense of Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio, but again, more on the minor side of things, not really impacting the read or overpowering it in any way. But it just feels like, you're kind of following your instinct on some of this stuff here. But I feel like you want something that's more meaningful in the month of May. And I feel like you aren't afraid to actually go for it now. And I feel like there's more imagination, or not even so much imagination, it's more research. I keep getting research and information. There is a little bit of the inspiration, moving forward here as well, but again, I feel like there's younger people around you in this. I feel like you're trying to get a sense of independence in the month of May. I feel like there is more of that feeling in this period here as well. And again, something about money or finances seems to be at the forefront, but it's a lot of healing, and there is a lot of building up of your self-confidence, your self-worth. And I feel like you're doing that by empowering yourself through knowledge, through information. So a lot of beginnings here is what I would say. Yeah, but a powerful, just a lot of really good cards here that speak to some big changes, I would say, further ahead. But yeah, I would say also, even when I see 3 of these pages in this read, even though it's not specific to, the month of May, because they are a little bit further out, it does indicate that there is new beginnings. And again, a lot of youthful energy here. New adventure, willingness to learn, like I said, and I just really feel overall your emotions are behind this. You're still a little bit of sense of wonder, sense of sensitivity as well, and it feels like it just feels like there's a lot more meaning coming in, and even though you're just at the initial stages of something, it's like you're laying the groundwork and the material, but you're not quite in laying the foundation yet. It's more like you are doing the research, to pull everything together, disciplined attitude, to figure it out. Early stages of several different things here. Again, could be creative. Finances is still on the mind. Emotions are on the mind. Intellect is on the mind. You have a lot going on, just in the beginning stages. But it's more about empowering yourself, is what I would say here. But a lot of diligence to achieve success now. And I do feel like this is going to, whatever this is for the 3 of Pentacles, whatever it is that you are trying to upgrade to the next level, I feel like this is very soon after May. So probably within the next, 3 to 4 months or something along that line. But it is where your efforts are going to be noticed and appreciated by others. There's acknowledgement for your work that comes with that Three of Pentacles as well, in terms of a career context. And I feel like you're really, again, applying and honing those skills. You are not afraid of progressing and getting those abilities, built up, because everything is about, build your skills, build as many skills as you possibly can, because you can apply them in different ways and sometimes pull them all together so that you actually can make something that's more structured. So, get as much behind you as you can so that you can operate in a very, a broader path. But either way, I feel like you're on the right path. I feel like there is a lot of support, more from younger people in this particular read here, but you're building on that. You're building up some progress here. A lot more effort, dedication. I feel like this is a healthy journey. It is one that is, approaching again new levels of maturity, a lot of future growth here as well. But you're really looking good overall, really look good. So hopefully that gives you a little insight. I just want to pull one more, which will be from the Time Travelers Oracle. That is the one. Anyway, I'm just going to pull these ones out. Just have to find the rest of the deck here, guys. Give me 1 second. Okay. All right, so what is the big energy outside of what I have here? Again, like foundation, more the strategizing is what I see there. But what else is coming in for May for Cancer? What else is coming in for Cancer in the month of May? Vitality. Vast Vista. More flow. This card, purification. Unreal. That's an excellent comment. Okay, so I'm just going to pull that forward here. This is a new deck for me, so guys, I'm just going to refer to the book on this one. What I see here for vitality. All right, we have there 44. Okay, so vitality, which I guess is pretty straightforward. You have a lot more energy coming into this read. So it's truly a time of expansion. Do not hold back. Your ability to sense and respond to the energy fields around you is expanding. The sun symbolizes energy, positivity, clarity, and confidence. Sunshine can bring about self-assurance and joy, vitality, health, abundance, passion, and love are all expanding in your life. If you've been thinking about stepping into the role of a healer, this is the time. This is also a sign to, so that could be any healing professions. That's psychology, that's, counseling. It can be spirit healing, gurus, anything that's, even with naturopathic, that kind of thing, just as examples. But this is also a sign to look to your own desires. Do not be a wilting flower about letting others know what you need. So you know what you need, and that's important. If you don't know what you need, then other people will just give you what they give, and then you can deal with the emotional aspect of it after. I mean, it's not to say don't be uncompromising. Negotiate what you can, but also accept what you can. What you cannot accept, you just have to live with the indifference and create some boundaries. But otherwise, allow your emotions the freedom to be expressed. It's important to know that you don't need to run on your own resources. Simply allow yourself to be a channel for the life force energy of the universe to flow through you and replenish your soul and the souls of those around you. All right, next card out, Vast Vistas. And that one, again, they're really hand in hand. So that one is widen your horizons, see the bigger picture. This is not the time to think small, think outside the box. There is the potential of big changes ahead. Be willing to be unconventional projects, relationships, and ideas. Know that you can choose any direction you desire. Before you go forward, look in all directions, potential outcomes. Vistas are ahead of you. It's easy to get caught up in the small details of life. Sometimes you don't move forward. But again, if you think too large scale, then you forget some of the smaller details. So it's really finding the balance. But either way, something unexpected may be sneaking up behind you, but if you're ready for it, it won't wobble your life. So sometimes it, also in thinking of, plan A, B, and Z, try to have, what if this didn't work out? What would be my backup plan? Or could I also learn that same thing from a different angle? And then once I learn that thing, move into this next thing. So it's kind of connecting the dots as well. But that's how, gaining more perspective helps you to make better decisions. So it's either way, it says the card is a time of expansion and a time of new adventures. So then we go on to the next one, which is flow, which I think that one's pretty straightforward there as well. It's all about, it's not easy to surrender to flow and we lose sight of the shore. So this card is urging you to take a risk. If there's a situation in your life that isn't falling into place, let it go. It's a sign that it's not the right time. So when you are truly in the flow, you don't need to exert effort to make things happen. When you're in a state of flow, you aren't pushing the river to go faster. You aren't swimming against it. You're just flowing around every obstacle. This isn't the time to try to control the events of your life. Everything falls into place when you enjoy the ride rather than resisting the drift of the great river of life. If you do run into a blockage, don't try to push through it. It's a sign that you should move on to a different path. Doesn't mean you're giving up the goal or the dream, just taking a different perspective, different angle to approach it. The goal of the universe flows through you. Don't resist it. And two more cards. Or is it just the one? Sorry, it's just the one. It is purification. And again, this one is all about, I think it's really the Tower. Basically, it's a sign that it's time to purify your life. If things get too cluttered, time to start looking clearly into the future, make plans. It may be difficult to see messages, so go, so it, you want to get rid of negative thoughts or the things that distract you from, a purpose or a goal. To release the things that don't, in 5 years, 10 years, one. What are the steps I can take to achieve that, and sort of micro steps versus and bigger steps, and kind of break it down because then it becomes more real and more consumable, easier to, adjust to. But it's just really making more space for your mind to go forward. Anyway, so that's what I have for you, Cancer, for the month of May. And I will do some other reads here for you in the next little bit. But that's what I have. Keep moving forward, never give up. And good to see you are on the right track in the month of May. Everything is starting to turn around.